Hello, everybody. Today is June 17th, 2015, the first day of my 49th year of life. And so, coincidentally, a friend of mine, Doug Padgett, who is also turning 49 this month, he got this idea about him and I joining forces and doing a daily podcast of two guys in their 49th year discussing what their life is all about, what's happening, and lots of trivial things like that. So this is the first one. This is the first day. Birthdays for me, like ever since, I used to notice a trend when I would get a birthday card. The older I get, the thinner the card got, until eventually there was no money in the cards anymore. And I think that is when I really stopped caring about my birthday, because not so much. Or yes, it is so much. I didn't get money in the cards anymore, but the feeling of being special or celebrated or something like that was just never in my family's DNA. And so, as you enter into adulthood, things like birthdays, they just kind of, for a lot of people, they just kind of lose significance. And, looking back at the past, 5 or 6 years of my life, there's been a lot of fracturing of relationships, fracturing of marriage, many moves and jobs and different things like that I think for me, it never was important if we celebrated Christmas together as a family on December 25th. We could do it on the 26th, the 24th, the 27th, the 23rd. It didn't matter to me, just as long as we got together and kind of satisfied that need to celebrate that event or whatever. And I think rather than being thrown off by this kind of lack of continuity or recognition or whatever of the importance of that singular day, just kind of leaned into it, because when you have kids and you're divorced, you have to, you don't get every holiday. So you have to make the best of what you have, and you have to make changes, and it'll never be normal, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be great. And so maybe that's what I'm going to begin my first day of my 49th year saying, that my life hasn't been normal, and there's been happiness, and there's been pain, there's been joy, there's been failure, there's been betrayal, but then there's been celebration and happiness and whatnot. It's not been normal, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been great. And so as I look into the 49th year of my life, may I begin with that thought in mind, that this year is not going to be normal, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. That doesn't mean it's not going to be tough or without its challenges. But just because it's not normal, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be great. This is John Music on the first day of my 49th year. Welcome to the 49th Parallel Podcast. Throwing it to you, Doug.